I collapse into my favorite leather armchair, kicking off my work boots and flexing my toes. The restoration of the Buchanan house had consumed every minute of my day: rotted floorboards, crumbling plaster, 100-year-old staircase that fought me with every splinter. My muscles ache in that satisfying way that only comes from work well done. My name is Mercy, and I'm 35. My phone buzzes on the coffee table. I ignore it at first, reaching instead for the glass of Cabernet I poured 10 minutes ago. The burgundy liquid catches the last golden rays of sunset through my Craftsman windows. The phone buzzes again and again. I take a long sip and finally reach for it, thumbing through notifications. Another day, another dozen emails from contractors and clients. Then I see it. My thumb freezes mid-scroll. A photo of my sister Nyla draped in white satin, her face glowing beneath a delicate veil. The caption below reads, "Final fitting for the big day. Nyla and Travis, forever after." My breath catches. Wedding, what wedding? I swipe frantically through my feed. Photos flood my screen. My cousin Marissa showcasing bridesmaid dresses. My Aunt Rosa arranging flower samples. My mother's hands holding embossed invitation samples. An invitation I never received. I click on the latest image. Comments cascade beneath it. "Can't wait to celebrate with you next month. The venue looks stunning. So blessed to be part of your special day." 57 comments. Names of relatives, friends, distant cousins I haven't seen since high school. Everyone's going. Everyone but me. My phone rings, startling me. My mother's name flashes on screen. Cynthia Alvarez. Perfect timing. I answer, pressing the phone to my ear. "Mom." "Deborah, honey." Her voice sounds measured, too careful. "I was just thinking about you. How, work?" My free hand curls into a fist. "Work is fine. I just saw Nyla's wedding dress on Instagram." Silence stretches for 3 heartbeats. "Oh," she clears her throat. "I was going to call you about that." My knuckles whiten around the phone. My own sister's wedding. Was my invitation lost? "Deborah," her tone shifts, that familiar note of disapproval slipping in. "Don't make this about you. You know how sensitive Nyla is." "Sensitive? What does that have to do with?" "You're always so busy with your career. Nyla felt you wouldn't make time anyway." The room suddenly feels colder. I stand, moving to the window where the Denver skyline glitters in the distance. "So you all just decided not to invite me to my sister's wedding." "Travis thinks family is important," she says, as if it explains everything. "And you know how things have been." After I criticized her cafe, I co-signed her loan, $22,000 that I paid back after she abandoned the business. She had the children to think about. Her voice hardens. "Single motherhood isn't easy, Deborah." I press my forehead against the cool glass. Old memories surface: Nyla at 10 breaking grandma's vase, me taking the blame, Nyla at 17 sneaking out, me covering for her, me at 16 announcing my engineering scholarship, mom dismissive. "Of course you got it, you're the responsible one, always." "I haven't been forgotten, Mom," I whisper. "I've been erased." "Now you're being dramatic. We can talk about this later. I need to go help Nyla with the seating charts." The call ends. I stare at my phone, watching as new wedding posts appear, Nyla twirling in her dress, Travis and his groomsmen sampling cakes, my parents beaming beside the happy couple, a family portrait without me. My phone buzzes with texts from Jenna. "Did you see? Call me, Marcus from work. Just saw your sister's wedding stuff, what the hell? Mrs. Henderson next door. Dear, are you aware of what's happening with your family?" Even the people on the periphery of my life noticed my exclusion. I sink back into my chair, the weight of 35 years pressing down on me. I've built my career restoring historical treasures, bringing beauty back to forgotten places. But I can't restore my place in this family. The realization washes over me like cold water. All these years I've been the fixer, the responsible one, the steady hand. I've co-signed loans, babysat on demand, listened to midnight breakdowns. I've shown up when no one else would, and this is my reward. Erasure. My phone buzzes again. I silence it without looking and set it face down on the table. From my window, I see the mountains west of Denver, their peaks burnished copper in the fading light. Beyond them lies Boulder, where my parents still live in the Victorian house where we grew up, where Nyla returned with her 2 children after Eric left her, where they're planning a wedding without me. Something shifts inside my chest. Not anger, not hurt, something cooler, deliberate, a quiet certainty. I won't fix what they've broken, I whisper to the empty room. I pick up my phone and methodically unfollow my sister, then my mother, my father, my cousins. Each tap feels like setting down a burden I've carried too long. This is not revenge. This is a boundary. The last golden light fades from my windows, plunging my living room into shadow. I don't move to turn on lamps. Instead, I sit in the gathering darkness, feeling lighter than I have in years. For the first time, I'm not rushing to mend the family's broken pieces, and the silence that follows feels like freedom. My tires crunch over the gravel driveway of my parents' Victorian home in Boulder. The morning sun glints off the stained glass above the front door, casting ruby and amber fragments across the porch. The house stands proud against the mountain backdrop, its gingerbread trim and sweeping eaves familiar as my own reflection. I grip the steering wheel until my knuckles blanch white. 3 days since discovering Nyla's wedding plans, 3 days of ignored calls from everyone except Mom, whose voicemails grow increasingly dramatic. Dad's hunched figure appears in the garage doorway, Hector Alvarez, perpetually hiding behind projects. Today it's his 1967 Mustang, the one he's been restoring since I was in high school. He straightens when he spots my car, wiping grease from his hands onto a rag. His eyes dart toward the house, then back to me. He doesn't wave. I kill the engine and step out into the June heat. Dad. He nods, retreating deeper into the garage. Your mother, inside. Of course she is. The screen door creaks as I enter. The house smells of cinnamon and coffee, Mom's emotional armor. She appears in the kitchen doorway, face arranged in careful concern. Deborah, I was just about to call you. Coffee. I made your favorite coffee cake. I don't want coffee. I remain standing. I want to know why I wasn't invited to Nyla's wedding. Her smile falters, then reforms. Oh, honey, it's complicated. You've been so busy with your career. Don't, I cut her off. The word slices through her excuse. She busies herself with the coffee pot. Nyla was afraid you might not approve of Travis. You can be intimidating. Intimidating, because I asked questions when she introduced him after 3 weeks of dating. He thinks family is important, she says, and you've always been so independent. The garage door opens. Dad shuffles in. Don't make things harder than they already are, he mutters. Harder for whom? I ask, heat rising. For Nyla, for Travis, for you too. Mom's eyes well with practiced tears. That's not fair. Fair, I explode. Was it fair when I co-signed that cafe loan? $22,000, what I paid back after she abandoned it. She had children to think about, Mom whispers. And Travis is her second chance, Dad adds. He has a good job in pharmaceutical sales. He can provide stability. So she found her meal ticket, and now I'm the problem. The pieces click into place. Did Travis say he doesn't want me there? Their silence confirms it. I laugh, the sound harsh against the homey kitchen backdrop. That's rich, coming from a man who's known her for 7 months. Please understand, Mom reaches for my arm. This wedding means everything to her. After the cafe, after Eric abandoned her. And the children, 8-year-old Emma and 6-year-old Lucas, are shields for every bad decision Nyla makes. And what about me? What do I deserve after paying her debts, babysitting every weekend, listening to her cry about Eric at 2 a.m? You're stronger, Mom says, as if it's a compliment. You've always been the responsible one. I turn toward the door, suddenly exhausted. The weight of expectations, their manipulations, heavier than the timber beams I installed in the Buchanan house yesterday. Deborah, please, Mom pleads. We're family. I pause. Is that what we are? Dad steps forward. Where are you going? Away from here, I say simply. If Nyla wants a perfect wedding, she can have it without me. I leave them standing in the doorway, faces painted with confusion, unable to comprehend that this time I won't absorb the blow.